On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, using live video in a product launch. And today's episode is made possible by freevideoeditor.co. If you've been looking to start creating your own videos and editing your own videos, well, then you need to start using a real video editing program, such as the one we have available free on freevideoeditor.co. All you have to do is log in over there, download the program, and download all the great extras that we have to help you to edit like a pro in no time flat. Just head on over to freevideoeditor.co and leave off the last M for music.
Music. Oh, that's better. Most music.
And with that, let's hit our funky music.
Yeah.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.
And it's the radio show about Video Marketing Madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper on the Aaron Dot Show podcast network. We got a Facebook page, and we post lots of good stuff over there, so head on over, like it. On the follow button, click see first, because then you'll see it first.
Beautiful. That's what we like to hear. Yeah, and, I'm excited to get back to it here after a couple of weeks. And, got to check out that page. Get all that good information from everybody out there. So
That's right.
So, Steve, what have you been doing in the last couple of weeks while we've been traveling abroad? And, well, not abroad. We're trying to Florida. But we're traveling around and doing all the crazy things that we've been doing. What have you been up to?
Well, the big thing has been what's his name? Brian Willey's course on ranking Google Maps. I've been going through that, and I'm going to marry that together with my blogcasting program.
Nice.
It works really well. So
it's great stuff.
We can do podcasting and content and do all this stuff, and it's really cool.
That whole course that Brian put together there, I didn't know what I was getting into when I opened that thing up, because I knew it was a high-level maps course, and you get into it, and it's not what you think. There's a lot more work that he puts into things. It is a very intense course with a lot of stuff, and a big chunk of that deals with working with their website much more than it does even with the actual Google Maps listing in order to make the listing do better. So it's a lot of work, but I've been doing kind of the same thing, Steve, and I've been using some great software lately that, pulls up all that information, tells me exactly how people are doing on Google, how their website's doing, and it follows up with them, and it sends them information, and it runs reports, and it does all these great things. Man, I'll tell you, what a difference it makes knowing that you can do this kind of work for a decent price. You can find the people that you need. I mean, we're literally connecting with new people every day that at the very least express interest. Whether or not they end up all becoming clients or not is what remains to be seen, of course. But much more than before. Just tons of people contacting us, going, "Yeah, I'm interested. Tell me more. What does it cost? How do we do it?" Just a lot of surprisingly a lot of information that people want out there. They are interested in this stuff if you can reach out to them. So it's been quite a difference.
I've been using it in conjunction with Lead Kahuna and
that's
getting leads.
What I've been using. Yep.
I had to kind of put it on hold for a while because I've got, I spent a Saturday afternoon watching the videos, and then I couldn't get back to it for another week. And then I realized I got 20 videos left to go in this thing. So I just put it on hold. I'm going to get through the videos. Yeah. But, it's pretty exciting.
But it is. It's a great combination. Having that Brian's course and then having something like Lead Kahuna. I mean, for months, we might talk to one or two people, and now it's like every day I'm getting people that are contacting me because I'm using Lead Kahuna to provide them with the information. Anyway, sounds like an infomercial for Lead Kahuna, but quite honestly, it's, we're not trying to sell it here. We're just telling you what's going on, and, that's what's been going on, and it works extremely well. So in case you didn't know, we did have a webinar on it, and that's why, it's so top of mind, so.
And, Lead Kahuna, if you had it a few years ago, it's a totally different Lead Kahuna now. David Sprague's really beefed it up. In fact, I'm using that as my only my only the source for sending out emails now.
Absolutely. Yep. That's the only thing I use. But anyway, that's not even what we're here to talk about today. We're going to go, now that we've been talking about this local stuff, we're going to take a complete left turn around Albuquerque and, go in a completely different direction than we've been chatting about here. Because today we're going to talk a little bit about product launches and how to use live video with your product launches, which, by the way, when I was in Florida, that's one of the things that I spoke on stage about was using live video for product launches. We talked much more broadly about live video, but that was a section that we did talk about because most of those people there, that's what their focus is. And there are actually a lot of different ways you can use live video when you're creating a product, when you're launching a product. And for those of you who don't know what we mean by this, typically we're talking about info products. So you might have created a training on how to bake the best chocolate chip cookies ever, or it could be a software that befriends people on Facebook, or it could be a video creation tool. Whatever it is that you have that you've created that you're going to be launching out and selling to the public, using live video can help build a lot of the buzz. We don't say hype, we say buzz around these products. And the way it works is, just being able to get your name out there, talking about the product, showing the process, and really making people feel like they're a part of the entire process of you creating this program, so that in the end, they're ready to buy, they understand what it is, they know you better, and they're ready to take action. And so there's a lot of great things you can do with that to ensure that you get the best out of that. So the first thing that you want to think about with this is the entire time you're trying to build an audience, and you're trying to build a targeted audience. So going back, if you're baking cookies and you're going to teach people how to bake perfect chocolate chip cookies, and you're creating a video series and an ebook, well, then you want to be able to connect with as many people that are interested in learning to bake chocolate chip cookies as possible. And the way that we do that is by bringing them into what we're doing. And the best way to do that is through the power of live video. Why? Because live video is a direct connection. It's the closest thing you can get to being on a phone call with somebody. Even though it might be you and 100 people watching, it's like you have an individual phone conversation with each one of those people that are watching that, because they can comment back to you and you can respond to them during the live calls or the live videos, and really start to build trust between you and those people, so that in the end they're ready to purchase from you. So one of the things that I would suggest to do is to kind of create like almost a show for your actual product. So if you're doing cooking, maybe you're going to do a show about baking chocolate chip cookies. And every week you're going to give some sort of information. You're going to provide some sort of insider knowledge, a taste, pardon the pun with the cookies, but a taste of what's going to come in the end, so that they want to learn more. They want to grab more in the end. So you can do a live stream, every week. Have it be the chocolate chip cookie show. And maybe you could try, it doesn't have to be giving anything away that you're trying to sell in the end. It can be doing that, but it doesn't have to be. For instance, you could do one of the episodes on, some of your favorite chocolate chip cookies, and maybe you can pull out Chips Ahoy and talk about why you like Chips Ahoy, or why you like the cookies that are the Otis Spunkmeyer cookies, or whatever it happens to be. You could do something like that, talking about cookies, and then saying, and in the end, by the way, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be having a course that's going to teach you how to make your own chocolate chip cookies that are going to blow these things away here, and you're going to like them even better, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you do that every week. Now, that could be a couple of months worth of shows where every week you're doing that to help bring people in. Now, that's a little bit more formal. That's kind of more like what Steve and I are doing here in this podcast, where we're creating content that's specific to these things. But there's other things that you can do to kind of bring people in more personally. So, for instance, you could do a behind-the-scenes live video stream as well, where you just randomly go live, have a camera somewhere that shows you creating the product, or maybe it shows you baking some cookies. Just conversational. It doesn't have to be motivated by the sale. It doesn't have to be motivated by teaching anything specific. It could just be, hey, we're live here. We're going to be, we're making our new video. Today's the day we're shooting the videos for our cookie product. And you could show behind the scenes of you shooting the videos, show the cameramen working and show you baking the cookies and getting ready for that. And you're talking to the audience. If you want a great example of this, by the way, and he'll love that we mention him on the show, but our good friend Owen Video does this a lot, where he just sets up a camera. You know, he might be doing a video shoot, and he'll just set up a camera in the corner and be like, hey guys, we're live. We're going to show you what's going on now. And then they just go and do their thing. And it's a great way to bring people into the process to see what you're working on and see how you're doing it. I've thought many times about doing that, and I may do it, but I don't want to see people, I don't want people to see me throw things and scream and jump up and down when I mess everything up, as I usually do. But no, in all seriousness, it's a great way to bring people behind the scenes. In fact, that's kind of how Steve and I started doing with this very radio show. Is we used to put a camera behind here, shooting me from the side and shooting him on the screen, and put it on Periscope, so they could watch on Periscope the behind the scenes of what we're doing. And I would turn and talk to the camera every once in a while we're getting ready and whatnot. But it's another great way to bring people in and show them exactly what you're doing. Now, another thing that you could do, and this may not apply to the cookies thing as much as some other products, like for instance a software or some sort of online tool or a training program, you can do a demonstration and preview of what you're doing. So, for instance, if you're building a software, maybe it's not going to be ready for another 8 weeks, but you could start showing people certain aspects of it. So bring them in and go, hey guys, we're creating a new product. It's gonna be a product that posts articles on Facebook, whatever it happens to be. And you could pull them in and go, here, we've added this feature today. I want you to see this feature that we're adding. It's going to be great. Show them the feature in a screen capture video, talk to them, let them ask questions, answer their questions. And now they've got information about what's coming. The next week, maybe you've added your next feature. Go live again behind the scenes, showing them the screenshot of the software, showing them what you're doing next and how it's working. And again, this is in conjunction to you doing a live stream where it just shows you working on the product, and in conjunction to doing a show, an actual, produced show about the product over those weeks. So now you've got 3 different types of videos that you're doing live in getting buzz for this particular product and building that audience. So another one to do is, as you get things going. So in the cookie demonstration, you might bring in people who have eaten your cookies. You might bring in, if you're doing software, you might bring in somebody who's doing the beta testing and interview them and say, hey, what did you think of this cookie? Did it taste good? And they can say, oh, this cookie's great. It's the best cookie I've had. Or, hey, you've been using Facebook Poster 2.0 for 3 weeks now. What do you think? Oh, this is a fantastic program. And you can actually get these insider stories of the people that are using your product, so that when it's time to buy the product, people know, okay, this guy loved it. I've seen the behind the scenes. I've seen the demos of it. I've had my questions answered live in a video. I'm ready to purchase this product. And it makes a great way to connect with your audience. And again, people are might believe what you say about your product, but they're going to to an even greater degree believe what other people say that use your product. So it's a great way to be able to build that confidence and build that audience. So another thing you can do is what we're doing right now. Create a podcast and then do it live on video. So you've now got a podcast and you've got a live stream. So you're doing a lot of live streaming. Hopefully you can get your product built at this point, but most of the things that we're talking about you can do while you're working, and so it kind of adds to it. This obviously would require you to take time to create something, but if you can create a podcast about your product, that talks about the progress, talks about what it does, talks about what it's going to do, talks about the success stories, now you've got an entire new audience you can reach, and at the same time, you do that on Facebook Live so people can join live while you're doing it, and it's going to help build up that buzz. Excuse me, again, it's... for those who weren't at the beginning, it's like 100 degrees up here in this office today, and I'm having a little tough time talking. But
yeah, you poor guy.
I know, right?
Do you? Well, no, seriously. I mean, I hate heat. Do you got any water there?
I do, but I'm slowly running out. For those of you on camera,
well, we'll let you get. I'll talk for a second.
A couple of swigs there.
Yourself. Yeah.
But no, it's fine. It's just I can feel myself like I can't even move my mouth. It's getting so dry and hot in here. But hopefully by Monday they will be here in the morning to fix that. In fact, they said they may even come today. We'll have to wait and see. But in any case, another thing that you want to be able to do is make sure, because the whole goal of this entire thing is to build an audience. So make sure when you're going to do these live things that for most of them, and again, you know, the ones where you're just going to turn on the camera and just show behind the scenes, you can kind of, you may do that spur of the moment, but if you're going to do the podcast recording, if you're going to do a live show, you're going to do the demos, things like that, make sure that you schedule them out. And I do a terrible job of this, by the way, just so you know. I know I'm supposed to do it, and I do it to an extent, but I'm terrible at it. What you want to do is in Facebook, if you know tomorrow you're going to do a radio show, or tomorrow you're going to do an interview, then make sure that you go and you create a post now and share it saying we're going to go live tomorrow. Now, Facebook has this built in. You go and you create your live stream, and it'll tell you, do you want to schedule it or do you want to go live? Hit schedule, say tomorrow at 2 o'clock or whenever it is. And then that way, right now, people are going to be notified that, hey, they're going live tomorrow at 2 o'clock. They're going to be answering questions about the different products. You can also email your list, which is another great way to do it. Post other items on Facebook, telling people about it again so that they show up. So all of these things will help build that audience. Now, one other thing that I do want to talk about with this that kind of adds into what you're doing, and it may not be something on its own. It can be, but it may be a part of some of the things you're doing. Tell people you're going to do an Ask Me Anything. So in an Ask Me Anything live video, what you're doing is maybe you're demonstrating the software, but you're telling people, hey, ask me questions and I'll answer them live. So you can be showing off a new feature and, you know, you're just going to follow what the people are saying. If they say, hey, you know, does it go out to Facebook pages or just the news feed? Well, you can tell them, oh no, it goes out to pages and here's what you do and, you know, press this button. And you can answer those questions as they come in live. And make sure that in all of your videos, you're always telling people, ask questions. Even if they're not watching it live, tell them to post comments, ask questions in the comments. Because quite honestly, you might get 20 people that watch you live, but 100 people might watch it within an hour of you going live and you're already off the air. So you want to make sure to tell them, hey, if you're not there live, you know, post your questions in the comments area. We will see it. We will go back and we will make sure that the questions get answered. So that's an important part of it, is you want to make sure that you're answering questions. But an Ask Me Anything session, that can work really, really well. For those of you that are doing more traditional product launches, software, training programs, whatever it happens to be, you may want to treat this like a webinar. You may want to do an online live webinar on Facebook. In fact, for those of you who use a product that I use called Webinar Jam, you can actually do your Webinar Jam with Facebook Live as the video platform. So in other words, you go into Webinar Jam, you can choose whether to use the actual Jam session, which is, you know, their own proprietary straight up webinar platform. You can use a YouTube Live, which actually will put it on YouTube Live at the same time. And you can now do a Facebook Live where literally the webinar that you see on the webinar page is a Facebook Live window. And on Facebook Live, people can watch it there and ask questions. So it's a great way to do that webinar format, long format, you know, pitch and training program. And then at the end, make the sale right on Facebook. And you would be surprised how many people will actually join you there. Now, some will say, well, yeah, but aren't you going to lose the people that sign up and come to that? You're probably not. You're still going to get that, but you're also going to get this in addition to that, and that can be a big help. So that's another thing that you can do to really make sure that you get a live audience in there that is listening to what you say. So, Steve, what do you think of these live videos? Is there anything that you like to do with any of your products that can kind of help people with this?
You know, what I found is that I like to put some things out there and let my potential customers know about it. I'm primarily using YouTube Live because I'm working with attorneys. They're on YouTube, Facebook maybe not so much, and if they are, they don't want you knowing about it. But I will do just a simple hangout. Send, you know, and schedule it and send them the link and say, today I'm talking about such and such. And it's a great way for my current customers and then prospects to know what I'm working on and what's coming up. So that works well. You know, I'm not into affiliate marketing. I don't so much do product launches. Although I just talked about doing a product launch with the Brian Willey product, but you know, on average, I don't. But it's a great way to stay in touch with my audience, even though I'm not doing product launches. And again, depending on who your audience is, attorneys, it's probably going to be YouTube Live, but maybe plumbers, for instance, it's going to be Facebook Live.
Yeah, it definitely. I think. Oh, Steve, I think you froze there for 1 second, but that's all right. We'll just move on with that. I think we only lost the last second of what you said there.
Oh, dude. Okay. All right.
But the other thing too, you mentioned something here, and I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this is, when for those of you that are more of a local marketer, the same exact things apply, because guess what? If you've got an SEO product that you're using, and I'm talking about not literally a product, but you're going out to a local business and saying, hey, we do SEO and here's what we're going to do for you. That's a product. You're still going to launch that product. If you're helping people with Google Maps, that's a product that you're offering to those local businesses, so you can do the exact same things. And now maybe your audience is the local businesses in your area, or it could be other local marketers that are learning from you on how to do these things. So you can be showing what you're doing behind the scenes in the exact same way. So if you're helping people with Google Maps, you can go live and show them how you're doing this stuff and what you're doing and why you're doing it. And you can actually talk about it while you create these things. And, you can get the local people involved. And that's exactly what Steve's saying. It's exactly it. Show people what it is that you're doing so that they can get an insider view of all of that and really understand some of the things. Now, I'm taking this a step further. I'm actually going to be doing that live. I'm actually going to be inviting local businesses to come in and actually do sessions like this where we actually talk about these things. But you can do that right on Facebook Live. Show them how you're doing maps. Show them how you're doing SEO. Show them behind the scenes while you're making videos for a local business, or while you're making videos about selling the product to local businesses. Whatever it happens to be, you can still apply the exact same things in that platform, and there's going to be people that are interested in learning all about that, and so it can be a lot of fun that way. And Steve, now you said you're kind of doing that. You pointed at yourself. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, I'll schedule the YouTube Live or the Hangout, whatever you call it. I'll go into the streaming portion of my YouTube channel, create a live event, schedule it, and then send out the link to my list of customers and prospects. And then let's say I'm going to do it Monday at noon. I start it Monday at noon, give it a little time for people to come in like you and I do. And then what I do is just take a portion of what I'm doing, because it's a fairly complicated program. But if I give them just little bite-sized chunks, maybe it's a minute long, maybe it's 5 minutes long. I can talk about it. I can also share a deck on it, a PowerPoint presentation on it, and just show them a few more things. And, one of the things I haven't been doing, and maybe I should, is take live questions. I didn't even think about that. But
that can be tremendous for the local marketers, I think.
Mm-hmm. I typically get a handful of people watching, which is fine. Because my customer and prospect list is a few hundred. So if I'm getting 5 to 10 people, I'm happy with that.
Sure.
But what I could do is just tell them at the beginning, hey, if you got any questions, let me know. Maybe halfway through, if you got any questions, let me know. If I don't get any questions, don't get crazy about it. But if I do, then that's fair. It's very helpful to the content of the presentation, not to mention the relationship.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing, and I think it provides those local businesses the opportunity to be able to kind of see what you're doing. And as you're thinking about that, I'm thinking, oh man, that's a great idea. I think I'm gonna maybe start doing live video trainings and go out to some of the local groups and be like, hey, we're going live here to do this. And, really give them an opportunity to see, here's how we do, Google Maps, or here's how we do SEO, which I wouldn't show them SEO because I have no idea how to do SEO, but that live video would show me calling my good friend down in Florida to say, hey, here, I need somebody to do SEO. So that would be my behind the scenes video. I'd be calling my good buddy Scott Bender and saying, okay, Scott, we need to do some SEO for this guy. So wouldn't be a very compelling video, but whatever. We'll do some fun stuff with other things. We'll show video. We'll show them how we make video. Maybe I think it could be a great way to do that. Just start infiltrating some of those local groups, which I've actually started doing lately too, by the way, is infiltrating a lot of the local groups to provide them with information about things that we're doing and whatnot. So
when you say local groups, like
on Facebook, like okay. Loganville marketers or Loganville business owners or Loganville restaurants or Loganville flea markets, things like that. Those are great places to connect with some of the local people. So good opportunities are bound for doing that. So
right,
we like it. So, well, Steve, that's all I got to say about that. That is how you do live videos for your product launches. Again, when we say product launches, we're talking, local marketing products that you're selling to local businesses, as well as the traditional info products and software that you might be selling to other people in the general marketplace. So either way, live video is a tremendous way to be able to connect with your audience and start to really, build a trust between you and them so that you can get things going. And by the way, one thing we should mention before we go is, offer free stuff. If you're doing, my good friend David Sprague, who we talked about earlier, they used to call these tripwires, but he came up with a great term, and I love this. He calls it trust triggers. So if you're going to do one of these live sessions where you're going to talk about a specific product or whatever, give something away to the people that are there. Give them an opportunity to get something for it. So for instance, if I'm going to be putting out a training on how to do Facebook Live, then maybe during one of these live sessions that are starting to build the buzz for that, maybe we're giving away music they could use in their live video or graphics they could use in their live video and say, hey, you can download it here. Because the great thing about that is not only do you have your audience, but now you have the opportunity to build a list from that audience. So they opt in, they get that, and when your product is ready to go, bam, you've got a list of people now that are ready to purchase. They've watched your lives, they've downloaded your free product related to it, and you're ready to go. So that's one thing you can do to kind of boost some of the interactivity with that, and you can have a lot of fun with it, it's good stuff, really good stuff.
The other thing I just thought of, and I have not been doing this, with Lead Kahuna, what's nice about that is I can send out an email that says, hey, I noticed that Ray Lane's law firm is at the top of Google Maps, but Steve Sleeper, who, I'm sending the email to Steve Sleeper, but Steve Sleeper's law firm isn't. What's up with that? And, I was just doing a little research and blah, blah, blah. I get a really good open rate.
You know what? I do the exact same thing, and I get a huge open rate.
Huge open rate. It's incredible. It's like 60% or something like that. And, one of the things I could do is say, hey, this Friday I'm doing a YouTube Live. Here's the link. I could even use Webinar Jam for that, And
that is awesome. We're going to show you. We're going to show you why that's the case and how to fix it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Love it. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. So, that's I just had that idea. So this has been a good show. I've gotten all kinds of ideas on how to grow my business.
And speaking of that, when you're talking about that, now again, your product launch might be how to fix that. Or I was thinking, one of the products that we do is reviews. One of our main goals is we're going to get you more reviews from past customers. So you've got a 3.0 on Google right now. We're going to use this product that's going to boost you up by getting more reviews that are 5-star, blah, blah, blah. So you could do the exact same thing. You could send out an email using something like Lead Kahuna to everybody that says, hey, I noticed that, Actually, you want to hear the one that I like to use. For those of you that aren't local, you're going to get bored here for a second, but I'm going to say this anyway. But I may have mentioned it before, but one of the biggest open rates I do is, did you see what, and then in parentheses, bad reviewer number 1 said about your business on Google? Or did you see the bad review that so-and-so left? And the software will replace so-and-so with the actual person. So it'll say, did you see what John Smith, did you see what Mary Jones said about you on Google? Or did you see the bad review that they left you on Google? That gets a huge open rate. And if you could do the same thing and say, but this Friday we're going to show you how you can fix that, and lead it to a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live or something like that, that goes over how to fix that stuff. They're not going to be able to fix it, but they're going to see how it's done. And then, of course, hopefully call you. But that could be a great way to do it. I think that's definitely something worth trying out. And it's a great way to use live video, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. get that product launched to those local businesses by doing that. So
Yeah,
that's a great addition to that. So I love it. Love it. Now I need to get off this call so I can go start doing that because I like that.
Yeah, there we go. And it's the
steal it
radio
from
show.
Steve.
It's the I mean, that's what's here is to share information. And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy. And I'm Steve Sleeper on the Show podcast network. And the show made possible today by
freevideoeditor.co. Are you looking to start editing like a pro, but you don't want to spend $300, $800, $1,200 on a high-end video editor? Well, now's your chance to do it for free with our free video editor at freevideoeditor.co. Download the software along with all of the bonus information and goodies that we give you so that you can start editing like a pro today. And it all starts with heading on over to freevideoeditor.co and leave off the last M for... we don't have an M on the... Leave off the last M for... Makeup. Leave off the last M for makeup. freevideoeditor.co. That was the longest promo in the history of promos, but we got through it.
Yeah,
we finally got a word.
That's okay.
People on the radio show are probably wondering, what in the heck are they doing?
Yeah, we always, with our Facebook Live, we have a crawler underneath with the links.
We always look for
video.
an M word in the crawler, but the news crawler did not have one. So,
yeah.
All right, folks. Well, with that, we hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you hopefully with all the time off. Hopefully, we're going to say hopefully next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel on the Show radio network or podcast network. I guess now you have to say, but
radio network.
Either way,
for me, it's the same thing. But
yeah. All right. Well, folks, hope you have a great week, and remember, everything we talked about works, but only if you do. And here's the jingle. Maybe. Did I hit the wrong button?
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.